in the first 2 frames, and now working that, trying for a turkey. This is a very big ball here, Chris.
Well, when there's blood in the water, there's never a better chance.
No, the 7 left standing. That was a big gasp from the crowd there. I don't know if you guys heard that, picked it up on our lane side microphones, but the crowd reacting, they realised how important it was for Moor to get another strike.
Well, they did, and this is the part of the game that I found the most difficult too, because the lanes are changing very fast right now. The first shot he almost 8-pin, the next one's high flush, now it's a flat 7. He'll probably have to make a small move to the left, maybe no more than a half board the next frame, and maybe again 2 frames later, and after that they'll probably start to move back to the right.
There was Remillon looking on with interest. A lot of the players like to come to the players area to watch the matches. Even if you're next up, a lot of players will get on and see what's happening out on the lane. And when you're that close to fellow bowlers, you can see the changes they're making quite easily, can't you?
Well, you can see the changes. It also helps you get comfortable with the environment. There's not very many places in the world you have a chance to bowl in this kind of environment. You get a feel for what's going on in the energy.
Asks it to sit, and sit it does. Sits right into the pocket. So Liew picks up his 2nd strike of this game, but unfortunately he hasn't put a pair together as yet. 344 on the revs, so just a little down on some of the higher revving bowlers that we've seen. But it's accuracy with Liew, that's what he goes for. He's quite a long way back from the foul line. He floats it out onto the lane, and he needs to be in that pocket every single time if he's going to get the carry that he wants.
Well, the most important part is that the speed and rev rate are matched up, and Alex has a little bit softer ball speed than obviously the 2-handers who have very high ball speed, but the rev rates match that as well. The rest of us fall significantly below that, and our ball speeds are also lower. And then Paul and Alex are softer, yeah, with a little bit softer rev rate. But you couldn't tell that at the pins because their balls are all exploding as they come off the break point.
Well, as we said, we can't really see the changes, those subtle changes that Moor is making, but I would venture there's been a slight change there because he's got yet another different outcome.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this one was a move, but it was a bad shot. He got it left to target. You can see he didn't like it. Felt pretty fortunate that he didn't leave the 7-pin with this.
Well, at the moment, this one looking like a bit of a dogfight. Spare made.
And now with the strike, Alex can bowl within 12 pins.
That's the important thing, isn't it? That if your opponent does slip up, if they do something wrong, that you jump on it.
Absolutely. In such a short format, you have to take advantage of opportunities. You are not going to get very many with the quality of players in this field. And if you're fortunate enough for them to slip up a little bit, you can't wait. There's no guarantee you're going to get another chance.
The voice of experience, Chris Barnes alongside me in the commentary booth, defending champion here at this tournament. Oh, that's nice from you. That's much better. That's probably his most convincing shot.
I think you're absolutely right. He posted up this shot, dead solid at the foul line, and he knew it as soon as it left his hand. Carry was the only question.
So he's almost at that point where he's going to feel comfortable with this line for a while. And that is what the line looks like. That's pretty straight, Chris.
A little bit, and they will play more direct. Both their hands get around the side of the ball a little bit, and that allows them to have a little bit lower rev rate and still create all that angle in the back of the lane.
Nice response from Paul Moor. Real character from both bowlers at the moment. This one is going to be a real contest, I feel.
This ball is just a couple of boards wide of the last one. And even though Paul's rev rate is about 40 points lower than Alex's, he's actually hooking it more than Alex is, based on his ball speed being a touch less.
Well, most sports people, most coaches will tell you that left-handers in any sport will create some pretty unique angles. And it's no different for Tenpin bowling. Liew then working a double. Oh, very nice turkey for Liew. Moor's going to get asked some questions here.
Now it looks like he's just right in the groove. The last 3 shots are nearly identical speed-wise, target-wise, and result.
Well, he's pretty close to that all-important zone that we hear sports psychologists talking about, and he's got to stay there, hasn't he?
It's always hard to tell with Alex because he never shows much emotion either way. But those last 3 are very impressive.
Moor then coming off the back of a strike, needs a double here if he's going to stay with Liew. Well, his sight's right in front of him, so it looks like he's almost looking at his feet, doesn't it? It's a very unusual eye position.
It is different. There's 2 or 3 players on the PBA Tour that do the same thing. I always find it amazing. Every time I try it, I either hit my foot or throw it in the gutter. But the players on our tour are amazingly successful at it too. That's
There's so many individual ways of bowling, and we see a lot of those. There is your coaching manual traditional style, but so many of these guys develop their own styles in the bowling lanes in which they practice over the years. That's one of the beauties of this sport. Liew then working that turkey, and he turns it into a slightly lucky 4-bagger.
Yeah, this shot's a couple boards outside of target. It really had to climb the hill. Yeah, nearly 3 boards left of his last shot out there. All came up, managed to send everything student body right, and it's a 5-pin slashes into the 10.
Yeah, it's looking really solid now for Liew. So just looking round there, or down their profile forms. Paul Moor lists Patrick Allen as his all-time favourite bowler, and Alex Liew lists Parker Bowen III. 2 men that you know very well, Chris, and I'll get you to talk about them after Paul Moor's next delivery. Yes, very good. So turkey for Moor. Tell us a bit about those 2 star bowlers.
Well, they picked some pretty good guys to emulate. You know, Parker has been one of the best players on the tour, right or left-handed, for nearly 15 years now. And you know, super smooth player, lots of rotation, great at playing out, and can move in, much like Paul. I mean, they're very similar in that respect, which is ironic because Alex may be. These guys both were a lot more like Parker than Patrick. Patrick has got a little more grab and pull in his game, but he's gritty. He's just super gritty, and he gets it done on all kinds of conditions, and is absolutely the most improved player from rookie season to now on the PBA Tour.
With a good effort, but he was high through the head pin there, did well to clear out as many as he did. Once again, change is happening to this lane, so he can't turn it into a 5-bagger, and he's got some thinking to do here.
Well, now it's just an overcompensation. The last shot got away from him a little bit to the left, and possibly thinking about the wrong things, and didn't want to go there again. This one was a couple boards inside of target instead, and that one didn't quite hold.
That's the scorecard so far for Liew. He's going to want to strike it off from here, just to keep the pressure on Paul Moor if he can. He's on for a 2-3-5 maximum if he can do that. Moor, though, is in pretty good position after that turkey, 2-6-8, if he can strike out on the card. But that's easier said than done on this lane.